Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Hoover Commercial HushTone vacuum cleaner. This is the 15-inch model. This vacuum cleaner has been assembled in the United States, and as we can tell, there is a Stars and Stripes design around the box. On the box, we can see it says assembled in USA with globally made components. This means the product was put together here in the United States, but with global components imported from other countries. Quick guide. The handle and the extension cord. User manual. Crevice tool and a dusting brush. The HushTone is pretty simple to assemble overall. With the handlebar installed, then we can see that the vacuum cleaner is nicely assembled now. Pretty simple. And then of course, let's take a look a little closer at some of the features on this vacuum cleaner then assembled in the USA. A bare floor setting, and then we have high traffic, commercial carpet, high carpet. It's kind of funny how they put the brush roll light here, because it kind of makes you think that, oh, is that a setting there? But it's just the light indicator. So in case something happens with the belt, you go over rags, you go over something that stops the roller, then it'll go ahead and stop the roller to prevent the belt from damage. And then the light here will illuminate. Back over here, then we can see where the crevice tool and the dust brush sits. We can also see that the tube comes from the head and it wraps around the vacuum cleaner. And this is all very serviceable parts as well, just in case there's a clog inside of the tube here. And then there's just a couple of little screws here that you get out. We can see that there's a HEPA filter. It's pretty simple to take off and remove. There's a little latch up here, removes it, and then we can see the filter. And then of course, just right behind it, then we have the carbon filter, just for an extra layer of protection. And to place it back in, then we just go ahead and line this up with these two little openings at the most bottom points here. Flip back up, pop it into place, and then we'll go ahead and place the HEPA filter right over it. Now if you need to access the bag compartment, the only thing you need to do is to lift up on this orange lever and the cover comes right off. Now this model comes with the yellow allergen bag already. I was expecting it to come with a white standard bag, but then these bags are a bit of a higher standard. Now if you do want to remove the bag itself, then you could just simply press up here towards the top of the orange bracket. That'll release the two prongs down here at the bottom. And then now you could just simply slide the bag out, and then you could dispose of it. The bag itself, however, is made in China. Here we can see the inlet filter. The inlet filter along with the HEPA filter that we took a look at earlier. If they do need cleaning, then we can just rinse them under water and give it about 24 hours for it to dry before reinstalling it back into the machine. Underneath the head of the HushTone, we can see that it does have a pretty standard design. We have the front wheels here to allow for height adjustment, the rollers up here, and then we do have a squeegee here as well, a plastic one, that will allow us to vacuum hard floors without having the particles shoot back behind the vacuum cleaner and cause another mess. Now, in order to replace the belt or the roller itself, it's rather simple. We don't need any tools. The only thing we need to do is just undo 3 little brackets. And that'll allow the plastic compartment here to come off. And then now we have access to the roller and the belt itself. The front legs, the front wheels, they do come off as well if you needed to clean it or something. Listen to the vacuum cleaner on both of its low and high settings. Here is low. And here is high. And just for fun, we're going to see just how quiet the HushTone really is right up against a grand piano. Here it is on low settings. And here it is on high settings. Uh-oh, it looks like the kids were just here and it looks like they made a mess out of goldfishes. Well, I'm pretty sure the HushTone can handle this. Let's try it on low settings. Let's take a look at what it can do on high settings. So I'm pretty sure you've also noticed this too, but then during those 2 runs that it did leave a couple of particles left behind it during the first pass. And I think that has to do with the squeegee here. And naturally, when you go and do a couple passes, then you go straight forward and you come back a little slanted because you want to do the next pass, you want to be on the other side. So what happens is you go forward and you come back, but then you slant the angle a little bit, and then it goes to one side where it has not been cleaned yet, obviously, and then that's kind of where the goldfishes or whatever particles you're picking up gets caught behind here because they can't go under it. So it gets caught behind here and then drags along with the vacuum coming back. And then once you go forward again, then those particles just kind of stay behind, and then that's why it leaves that behind. So what I did to overcome that was just to back up a little bit more on a clean surface earlier and then come back forward to those leftover goldfish particles, and then that's how I was able to pick it up. So some other vacuums with the squeegee design here too, they do have that similar problem too. But then I am aware of that issue, and that's something that as a buyer, you just kind of have to do research and just know what some of the limitations are to your vacuum cleaners and just kind of go off of that. Because without this here, then I do vacuum hard floors as well, and I do need this, but then I do know the drawbacks behind it as well, because I'd rather have this and be able to vacuum hard floors than not have this and make a huge mess on hard floors. Let's try this on high settings on bare floor. We're currently on the bare floor settings. Let's take a look at how much power the Hoover HushTone takes from the wall, starting with low. Here it is on high. The Hoover HushTone commercial vacuum cleaner makes a good vacuum cleaner for both commercial and residential use. If you're a homeowner, then maybe looking for a step up from your residential vacuum cleaner, then the HushTone is a nice vacuum cleaner that won't break the bank, and it cleans and filters very well as well. For maintenance, then it's easy to maintain. Belts and the roller comes out easily without any tools. And of course, the HEPA filter really helps a lot for keeping things clean, keeping dust to a minimum. The Hoover HushTone here isn't perfect, but then I do believe that the cons are outweighed by the pros. There's a lot more pros than cons here. And it does make a really nice vacuum cleaner, especially if the homeowner wants to upgrade from their residential vacuum cleaner. Maybe get something more powerful, something that filters dust a lot better, maybe even get something for pet hair as well. Then, the Hoover HushTone here will be a really good buy. Take a look at Vacuum Wars. They did a test on these vacuum cleaners, and of course, the Hoover HushTone here was definitely one of the best performing vacuums in terms of filtration. That is it for today's video. If you liked the video, then go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and thanks a lot for watching.